This is the story of Elisha and Elijah, the prophets.
All day, the news was buzzing all over the land. All of the sons of the prophets had knew of his plan. My master, Elijah, would be taking his day. How could I live without his wisdom and the words he would say? I gazed deep into his eyes like the child that I was. Behold the aura of his presence, the virtue of his essence. To God be the blessings. I follow like sheep. Today's the day that the apprentice transcends to the seat of master. Be a pastor, a shepherd of sheep. We on this long dusty road, never saying a peep until we reach the river Jordan. My master, Elijah, removed his overcoat and smoked the waters right beside us. The water started bubbling to solid from fluid. They poured it down the middle. He and I poured it through it. It wasn't new. It's nothing I had seen it before. Besides raising up the dead, healing, feeding the poor. We crossed over to the other side and he said to me,
Whatever you ask for, let your eye give it to me.
I thought deeply for a moment, maybe wisdom, strength, or honor. Nah, just leave a double portion your spirit here, Torah. Prophet full of rage to bring your fire and horror to the wicked that despise the Father and all his honor. He replied,
All I see you ask a hard thing, but nevertheless you see me leave, then it's your thing.
yeah, I'm black and still couplet, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still couplet, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still couplet, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I got the real type of skills you can't steal from me, and from the cradle to the grave I keep it real, homie. Reminisced about the old days, times in the past, the master and his old apprentice. We had a good laugh, but then the sky drew back like a scroll fire unfolds. My heart stops and I drop as my flesh turns cold. It was the horse and carriages, chariots, various characters fought at these in serious times, errors and areas. My mind froze like it was exposed to the cold. I got short of breath watching as the chariots float. I seen a bright light like a whirlwind from the depths of the ship. Just then Elijah started shaking like epileptic with fit. His robe and his staff fell to the ground. He was ascending into heaven transparently now. A vague silhouette of a man I had loved so much was being hoisted into heaven. What adrenaline rush. And just as quick as they appeared, they was gone. The electricity was still in the air, along with the smell of brimstone. The sand from under his feet was just on. I love him just like Kenpo. Sent up his robe and staff his man on time for me to get go. I didn't smoke the waters and they parted to reveal the ground. I walked across the Jordan River. The prophets came hither and one said the spirit of his master is upon him upon the ground. Then I walked the trail and rosebuds was formed and the apprentice transformed. Now a prophet he's called whose name will live on forever in biblical scrolls. Indeed, time to tell a story, many follow my lead, and God's name was glorified by my works and my deeds. Until the pearly gates or churlish fates, I'ma bring it to a world I hate. The burden's weight weighs heavy on my shoulders, but I'ma carry it now until the brimstone and fire and furious cloud. I might astound worse than hellhounds, devious ground, but I'm a prophet of the highs when I cry so loud. Follow me! It's still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I got the real type of skills you can't steal from me, and from the cradle to the grave I keep it real, homie. I'm black and still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I'm black and still coming, stuck on earth, massive universe that chills humbling. I got the real type of skills you can't steal from me, and from the cradle to the grave I keep it real, homie.
Now it's time to make a meal. What we're saying now is this. Period. It was necessary, but it wasn't sufficient. We got to drop more. We got to do more. Because that's only print. And black people, unfortunately, do not read.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. What's good, family? What is good? We're in the house with your brother Moth IQAhmath. First name IQ is all the same. How's everybody doing this evening? We made it to another blessed Shabbat, blessed Sabbath, 7-day rest, man. Everybody good? Bayan, I see you in the house. Shalom to you. Namawa, shalom. Kohath, shalom. Shalak, shalom. Let me turn off this banner. Get this thing out of here. There we go. There we go. What's going on, y'all? Y'all good, man? Put a 7 in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Shout out to my brother Ibad. That song was called Master and the Apprentice, circa like 2000. That was a little rap he made dedicated to Isaiah and Elisha's relationship. All praises, man. Hey, Pops in the house. Shalom, y'all. What's good, my brother? Aladad in the house. Shalom to you. All right, 7, so y'all good. Look like everybody else might be hurting out there. Let me find out. Y'all all right? Hopefully everybody's well, man. And you guys have wiped your feet on your way in. Y'all all vets. You know what time it is. When I say wipe your feet, it's for the people that watch it tomorrow. Because some of y'all didn't take no naps. Y'all wasn't used to and getting ready for this Friday Night Lights. We back. We back. Did you take your nap? That's what I need to know. Some of y'all are still asleep. You know, our people isn't woke yet. So for the y'all that's gonna be watching tomorrow on your Sabbath day, wipe your feet, man. Wipe your feet, man. Show some respect. Why don't you? All right. Ranayat, shalom, sis. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. A lot to talk about, y'all. You already know. You already know. See, you know what? I experimented a little bit on y'all last week. I doubled up on the DSTNs. I got to I did one obviously last Sabbath. Then I came back, did another one on Sunday. Sunday, the views and the traction wasn't what it was beforehand. So either y'all were just overwhelmed or YouTube didn't send out the notifications like it should have on Sunday when I doubled up. But you know, it is what it is, man. Hopefully everybody got a chance to review the DSTM I did last Sunday. Hopefully you got a chance to check the class I did Thursday. That was a re-upload. Again, that was a couple of years ago because of the fact that this new channel hasn't gotten some of them lessons on. And I've made mention of it on a couple of occasions. And to my dismay, didn't know that the lessons weren't even on the channel anymore. You know, I'm still thinking about the old channel that got deleted. Even though there was a lot of lessons on there that you know, didn't get re-uploaded or wasn't saved and got lost in the mix. But the war on the food, man, you know, the Franken foods. Hopefully y'all seen that. Got some understanding out of that lesson if you didn't see it in the first go around a couple of years ago. But the information is still relevant and even more relevant now. There's stuff that I'm probably going to need to add in the coming future and redo that one because more things are even coming out, you know. So all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for that, you know. But good to see everybody in the house. Everybody in the house. All right. Didn't get any notification. No surprises there. That's why I was wondering. That's why I was wondering because yeah, I doubled up on Sunday. I did one last Sabbath, and then I came back again Sunday. Obviously, you know, the word didn't get put out. Obviously, the word didn't get put out, and you know, it is what it is, man. I'm pretty much getting used to the abuse, to the abuse that they do your brothers over here. All right, so let's get right to it, man. You know, it's Friday Night Lights, man. Some of y'all already dozing off. I see some of y'all, you know, sandbags is kicking in. You know, the Sandman's over there whipping on you. So don't fall asleep on me. All right. Hopefully y'all up, ready to get busy. We'll try to be as precise as I can. So that's why I got a lot of information again for tonight because I'm not gonna split it and double up because got to grab your attention while I got it, and YouTube is being somewhat cooperative. But I'm sure you know how the saga goes. We just got to keep feeding. We just got to keep feeding. Like the song said, man, that was Tookie. No, not Tookie. That was Monster Cody at the end of that song, and he was saying, "We got to do more. We got to do more." But unfortunately, black people don't read. So true. So true. All right. So let's get to it then. Let's get to it. All right. We're going to open up with some scriptures, man. Then we're going to get right. Um, let me open this up. We got a couple of scriptures to talk about, man. We're going to talk about in some of these scriptures, man, that the impending doom of the so-called white man and his established kingdom here on earth. Be it by the hands of Putin, be it by the hands of Slow Biden, who's in the office of the High Pharaoh here in modern day Egypt. The ultimate destruction is going to be happening, and based upon what we see here, you know what? We're going to do it like this. Based upon what we've seen in the news this week, let me remind y'all about something. And then we'll get started. Okay. Now, let's flash back a little bit. Did not appear to be trying to shoot down American jets, a U.S. official told CNN, but I said flashback. This is not me right now. This was last week, I believe. And I'm going to play this and see if y'all remember me saying this. They are, but they may be trying to provoke the U.S. and draw the U.S. into an international incident. I just want to make sure I'm sharing. Okay, I'm sharing. All right, my bad, y'all. All right, and this is different. You got to be careful with this too, man, because the U.S. into an international CNN, but they may be trying to provoke the U.S. and draw the U.S. into an international incident. And this is different. You got to be careful with this too, man, because this is how the Vietnam War started. The Gulf of Tonkin. The U.S. was over there trying to spy out and went into restricted areas of the Vietnamese, and the Vietnamese caught them and retaliated and told them, "Hey, get up out of here." And then the U.S., I believe, started shooting up stuff, shooting back, and then they ran back and said, "Hey, we was over in safe waters, and the Vietnamese just started shooting at us." Years later, it came out that it was all lies, and America started the Vietnam War as a provocation. They the ones that started the thing. For y'all to look at it later on down the line, go check it out for yourself. So in case you need to figure out, you want to know what it was about. See this, the truth about the Gulf of Tonkin. So you got to really pay attention, man, because it was all set up on a lie. All set up on a lie. See, the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the incident that never actually happened. America lied and said that the dang Vietnamese was the ones that started it. They're the ones that started it. They was out of bounds, getting nosy, spying like usual. And then things went left. And they started every damn thing. So when we see stories like this, they're saying, "Oh, the Russians just trying to provoke stuff." Man, the U.S. is the ones who be trying to do a lot of this stuff, man, because they want provocation, man. They're warmongers. They love it. We've gone over the time period, man. America's only known peace for like between 15 and 17 years since its quote unquote existence, since 1776. We ain't even talking about the years before that, with the Spanish-American War, the Indian Wars, all of the slave revolts. Americans ain't been knowing war since 1492, and prior to that, coming on over here, man. All they've been doing is committing acts of violence and death and mayhem and destruction. And then in 1776, when they get the land, when they finally, take over this place, now all of a sudden, in its 200 plus years of existence, they've only known peace for like 15, 16 years. This is how America thrives, through bullying and war. And all the nations back down and say, we don't want no parts of that, man. All they do is love to fight and bomb and kill and maim and destroy. So we got to be careful about who's provoking who. Y'all do your research on that Gulf of Tonkin, and you'll see what happened and how America gets down. They always poke something and then blame and say it was his fault that I had to kill him. So they're going to be the ones that set this thing off, but they're going to blame it on somebody else. That's why they do false flags. So let's continue. Oh, so if y'all remember me speaking on that last week, and then through the grace and through the power of the Most High, Yahweh, there's an assassination attempt on Putin earlier this week. So right on time, here comes what could be a false flag event where they try to assassinate Putin at his residence. You know, every military expert, every governmental expert is saying this is no different than an attack on the White House, where they set that drone up, where they shot that drone down, where the drone tried to attempt to, bomb the flag area of Russia at their capital. It's no different than if they bombed, made an attempt on the White House. That would be considered a high terrorist act, an international crime. All hell would break loose, and somebody's head would be rolling if that happened to America. Now that it happens to Putin, I just said, watch, somebody's going to do something to try to provoke and start the war. And now the pointing fingers is going all over the place. Putin says immediately, oh, it was America. America says, no, it wasn't us. Oh, it was Ukraine. Ukraine says, no, it wasn't us. So nobody's taking the blame all of a sudden. So nobody knows who did it. This is the greatest, form of who done it. You ever heard that game in the movies? Who done it? Yeah, this is what's going on right now. So they made an attempt, and just conveniently, President Zelensky over there in Ukraine, he says that oh, we don't have weapons to waste like that. Oh, that couldn't have been us. I'm over here in Finland. He just left to go to Finland just in time before they try to make that drone bombing over there in Russia. Conveniently, he got up out of Dodge, fearing retaliation. So he made sure that he wasn't in his home country just in case Russia decided to just go ahead and just start lighting stuff up. He conveniently was over there in Finland and says, oh, no, it couldn't have been me. We don't even have those type of weapons. We'll find out about that in a minute. So this is what the scriptures say. This is how we're supposed to have been attacking this whole thing, because I called it last week, and boom, there it goes. Through the power of the Most High. That's why we pay attention and we find out what's going on. And I brought out the scripture in Proverbs already, where it says the wise man is going to look into the house of the wicked. He's going to try to look in there. I'm looking in there and trying to find out what is he up to. Proverbs 28:9 says, the prophet which prophesied. No, I'm sorry. We'll read verse 8. Proverbs, Jeremiah 28:8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the nature and the pedigree of a prophet, it'd be nice if I was sharing, huh? The nature and the pedigree of a prophet is to prophesy against, not for or in favor of. It says the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So a prophet or a watchman is going to forewarn of the pending evil that's going to happen to a kingdom or a country. They're going to acknowledge when there's pestilence, when there's evil in the land, when there's wars happening. That's what a prophet is supposed to do. But what are these little glitterbug preachers running around here talking about? Love everybody. Oh, God is for peace. Oh, God bless America. And they're not even trying to acknowledge the evils that's going on here in the earth, in America, in the world. They're not prophesying against countries. They're prophesying in favor of these countries. You see them, the Black Christian Coalition, when they surrounded Trump and had a little prayer circle for him, and they do the same thing with Slow Biden, and Slow Biden is talking about, he relates and grew up in the black church. He's lying. Ain't no way he was in some black church in Delaware. Get out of here. But that's how they play the politics to get the black vote. And you see all these little new age preachers now trying to dumb themselves down to try to appease to the nature of their audiences now. Everything is song and dance, everything is trendy. The youth pastors now are trying to dress hip. They're coming out the suits now. They're trying to style up, but meanwhile doing nothing of the works of a prophet, like the Most High said. Verse 9 says, the prophet which prophesied peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Most High truly have sent him. So let's go to Job. Let's go to Job 18. Because ultimately the end that we're looking for, which leads to our deliverance, is coming through the power of the Most High. And the more that we see these things unfolding, we're waiting to see. It would have been nice if that drone didn't get shot down. I think they said that they either shot it down or they used some sort of electromagnetic field to disrupt the system, and it blew up or something like that. I can't recall. One report said they blew it up, intercepted it. Another one reporter said that it had some sort of electromagnetic field that blew it up or something like that and made it detonate. But either way, it would have been nice if it hit and some casualties got into effect, because that would have escalated the thing. It would have been moving even faster, right? But let's look at this in Job 18:11. This is how the Most High works. It says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. This is the true terrorist is the Most High. The Most High sends the terrorists into the earth. He's the ones that makes all nations fear. This is why all the nations are running around scrambling, trying to get their weapons in order. This is why, the sound of a mouse moving in the house, they jumping up and ready to, to kill something. You notice every nation now is lining themselves up. We've been talking about it for months on end now. Every nation is lining themselves up, preparing themselves for war, preparing themselves for the impending World War III. They're making their allegiances and alliances be known. They're preparing for economic collapse. So when the war goes down and the financial system gets collapsed, they're already ready to start utilizing underground markets or new systems of payment to set things off again. Why? Because the Most High is now making everyone afraid on every side. So now I bet you Putin's got a little bit in his mind like, oh, shoot, they try to come for my head for real now. But it's the Most High. Let's drop down. We're going to read 14. It says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terror. See, the confidence of the so-called white man, it's going to be rooted up out of his tabernacle, man. The Most High is going to be humbling this dude. The white man is going to learn humility. He's going to learn what it's like to be a servant, a slave. He's going to learn what it's like to be a nigga, bottom line. His confidence is going to be rooted up out of his tabernacle, and is it going to bring him to the king of terror? That's the Most High. Verse 15, it says, it shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. So we know the end results of this place. Christ said it's going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah for this place. And we know what happened to that place. Revelation 18, 16, all talk about America getting destroyed. 17, talking about this place getting destroyed. The nations being humbled in a war. Esau trying to rise up to fight against the Most High in the end. Against Michael and the angels and Yahushua to no avail. Because in I believe it's Isaiah 63, it tells you that Yahushua is going to come dipped in blood, and the garment dipped in blood, paraphrasing scriptures. To no avail, but he's going to try. But the Most High said he's got to root up out his confidence first. You know, the pride and the arrogancy of the so-called white man has got to be rooted out. You know, that's why I said that pride hath deceived thee. Because the so-called white man is dwelling in his tabernacle full of pride, full of arrogancy. But the Most High said he wants none of that. And brimstone's going to be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above all his branches be cut off. Verse 17, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Well, who else could this be talking to? Who said that? Whose remembrance is going to be perishing off the earth? You know, the Christian apostle, that's not talking about the white man. That's talking about the wicked. Well, what other nation was prophesied that they were going to be wiped out? What the heck is these damn ads popping up every minute? What is this? Get out of here. Well, let's jump up. We all know this. Obadiah 1. This is the one that keeps us inspired. This is what makes, you know, Israel. You got that hard day at the job, you know. Edomite acting the fool at the store that you just want to lay hands on, you know. The arrogant customer service rep that you're trying to pay a bill for and they telling you can't get an extension. It's too bad. We're coming for your phone. We're coming for your cable or whatever the heck the bill is, your credit card. You want to just reach to the phone and snap. You go back here, you go read Obadiah. You say, you know what? That's all right. You're going to get yours. Thus saith the Lord. Obadiah 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Most High Yahweh concerning who? Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So the so-called white man is going to be a wanted man. He's going to be just like the spirit of his ancestor Cain, where it said he's going to be a vagabond and a fugitive in the earth. All nations, man. We read the article a couple of weeks back. Turkey, the prime, he was an ambassador, or he was some representative, a governmental representative of Turkey. It wasn't a president. But he said, everybody hates America. See, and that equates to the so-called white man. Bottom line. So that they're going to rise up against her in battle. You know, we've read it before in Revelation 17:16. Says that the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. And they're going to come after the so-called white man. They're going to turn their back on them. See, verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Well, who's eating the bread of America? All the nations who have drunk the wine of the wrath of the fornication, all the merchants, all of the wealthy, all of those who have their confidence in America. They're all eating the bread, and they said, you know what, but we're going to backstab America in the end. And this is all through the hands of the Most High. The Most High is setting the stage right now. There's none understanding in him. Well, let's drop down. Where else did we see that the Most High said that he's going to, his name and remembrance is going to be wiped away? We'll just get right to the point. Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. So now who are we talking about? That his remembrance is going to be up out of here, man. His name is no longer going to be in the streets. He ain't going to be in the, anybody going to be talking about Esau in these streets no more. He's going to be a thing of the past. But it's got to come down to a point to where this war kicks off. Psalms 11, we're going to read 5 and 6. It says, the Most High Yahweh trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Well, last week we just talked about how much Esau loves violence. America, well, let's just go on record for anybody who doesn't know. How many years has America been at peace? Only 15 years of peace. The U.S. has been at war 225 out of 243 years since 1776. And again, I backdated that because they're not even counting all of the destruction that they did to the ancient civilizations of the Mayas, the Incas, the Aztecs, the Native American societies over here. 1492 and beyond, he was at war, destroying and killing. So this is whitewashed numbers. You just talking about 1776 and all, man. Let's talk about 200-300 years before that. How many bodies has he got under his belt since then? That's just America. We're not talking about his reign under the Romans, the Greeks, the British. I mean, come on. And the Most High says, what? But the wicked in him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. That's why the white man's got to go. That's why America's being judged. That's why we see these other nations that are hiding under said country names, but still are the same people, whether they're Russian, French, German, British, from Finland, Scandinavia, Swedish, Ukrainian. You understand what I'm saying? They're all the same. All the same. Verse 6, it says, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So the Most High is going to make them drink of this cup. They making everybody else, sip on their cup, the wrath of the fornication and everything else that comes along with it. Psalm 75 and 8, it says, for in the hand of the Most High Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. See, they're going to get the worst and the stiffest part of the drink. All the pulp, everything that's nasty and disgusting, the wicked is going to get it. They're going to wring it out. And the Most High says, take a sip. Esau and they no, I don't want no more. Hey, shut up and open up. Open up. If you ever seen that movie, Goodbye, Uncle Tom, I don't know if any of y'all seen that. Powerful movie about slavery. It's a European film. But one of the scenes they show, the slaves in the damn wretched slave ships, man, at the bottom of the barracks of the ship, force feeding the slaves, And if they wouldn't up their mouths, guess what? They'd bust their mouths and bust their teeth and put a feeding tube down their mouth and throw down the slop down their mouth, man, and force feed them. That's how the Most High is going to do them. They'll say, I don't want no more. You're going to drink. You're going to drink or you're going to get your mouth busted. That's how the Most High works. Job 21. Let's read. What the hell is with these damn ass, man? Get out of here. Job 21. Let's read 13, and I'm going to drop down. It says, they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. See, you notice now what's going on with the economy. This is one of the hottest topics that's going on right now. If it isn't talking about, even the war is taking a backseat to the collapse and to the changing of the guard when it comes down to this money situation, the economic situation. All of this is dealing with end time prophecy. All of this is dealing with the ultimate exposing of America for it being the great whore, right? And then we're looking at the nations all scrambling, playing their role to come against the great whore. They're starting it off through economic warfare right now, through the BRICS economies and things of that nature. You see these collapsings of these banks. We're going to talk about all of that as we continue on. But it says they spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave. You notice a lot of these people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all of these so-called philanthropists, multi-billionaires, they all say they're not leaving wills for their kids. They're not leaving the money for their kids. Because they've got a system, a beast system, that they have to leave their inheritances to the system so it can continue on. And their children are being raised up to be quote unquote woke. And they don't really want no parts of what their fathers are doing. But guess what? Too bad. Some of them want to, but if you see Bill Gates' daughter, she dating a Jake now. So he like, I ain't giving you my money. You over here running around with this. You know what he wants to call him. So they ain't leaving that money. So that's why they spend their day's wealth, and then the moment they go down to the grave, and they don't want to know the Most High. They saying, depart from us. Verse 15. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? See, they're all about profit. What can I get out the deal? What good is it to pray to Yahweh, the God of the children of Israel, the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics? I'm not doing that. Look, I got control of the earth. Manifest destiny. I control the banking system. I print money. I spend my days in wealth. I got everything that I want because he's so carnally minded. Just going back to his birthright, where he sold it for a little morsel of meat. See, he's nothing but carnal. He got no spirit in him at all. See, and that's another thing that they have in I made mention of that show V. And the reptilians meant they was on a quest to try to understand the soul. And they was trying to see if they could extract the soul from the humans so that they could start breeding into the humans. I mean, that little show was kind of deep, man. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see it, but again, shameless, I'll plug it. It's on Tubi for free. That series V, it wasn't too bad. And I remember Bayan said it. The original was started in 1983. I was little back then, but I remember the show. But I could have sworn it was later than that. But apparently, 83 they initially started, but they redid it. I think in 2009 or 2011, one of the two. But anyway, that's because we see in verse 15, what is the Almighty we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray to him? Then, the white man says, what good is it for me? I don't want to serve your God. Forget all of that. See, verse 16. Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them? The Most High distributed sorrows in his anger. See, the Most High is going to be laying heavy sorrows on them. That's why when Yahweh Shah said there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, that's all coming from the Most High. So when we see this war go down, and we see the economic collapse go down, and we see hunger and famine and everything else is going to be prophesied, pestilence, that's all from the Most High, man. Blame it on the wicked. Blame it on the so-called white man. I mean, he's had his reign for damn near 2,000 years. He's been running the show. And even before that, since 333 BC, he's been running the show. Over 2,300 years, man. And look what we got into. Most High said the candle of the wicked is going to get put out. It says they are stubble before the wind and as a shaft that the storm carried away. Well, didn't we just get to reading that Esau is going to be stubble concerning Edom and Obadiah? This is what we know. It's talking about the white man. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. See, that's why when I just got through saying, hold on one second. That's why when I just got through saying that they're not leaving their inheritances to their children, and you figure, oh, well, too bad for them because they're not getting a point. Too bad. They should have not tried to be woke and running around trying to act like they want to rebel against their parents if they are on that. I'm not saying that's for all of them. I'm just mainly thinking about Bill Gates' daughter. Because the Most High is coming for their children too. That's why when the white man said, it wasn't me. I wasn't there. You guys need to get over it. Slavery was 200 years ago. What does it have to do with me? I'm innocent. We always say, man, you were aiding and abetting a criminal, man. White privilege, you profiteered off of white privilege. You see evil going on against our people and you're complicit, and you sit back and make excuse, and you use a timeline to say that there's a timeline that you're supposed to just be able to forget and leave alone. I mean, look, they just had the 100-year anniversary of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma last year. Or was it 2021, I believe? 100-year anniversary, and one sister still survived. And Slow Biden took the opportunity to say, we ain't doing reparations. That's off the table. At the damn annual of the 100-year anniversary. Took his opportunity to throw that jab at our people and say, man, yeah, we know this is a tragedy and all that, but you niggas better not even talk about pay us, because that ain't happening. So that's why the Most High says in Isaiah 14:21, he said, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. See, they're going to pay for the sins of their forefathers, period. We did. What's fair is fair. Look. Let me read this other scripture. See, that lets you know, man, they can't be trying to use it again. That isn't fair. Well, guess what? We paid. Lamentation 5:7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. So here we are, born into sin, born in cursings, born in ignorance. And we had to learn to get right. We had to learn to repent. We got to learn to get the right righteousness of the Most High and walk in the right path. And in the meanwhile, we got whipped, we got burned, we got lynched, we got hung, we got dog sicked on us, we got fed to alligators. We had our pregnant mothers, man, slung upside down and wombs cut open, man, as the fetus jumps out. And how the fetus killed. So I want to hear about it wasn't me. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Verse 19 back at Job. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. Verse 20. His eyes shall see his destruction. He's going to witness and see it. Wisdom of Solomon 5 says they're going to look and see the salvation of the Most High. They're going to say, look, they're going to look and observe the strange. And see, I don't want to misquote it because that's a powerful scripture. Look at this. Wisdom of Solomon 5, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. See, because they're waiting for John 3:16 through the lenses of a Christian. They're waiting for God to come down and love everybody. They're waiting for, white turtle doves. They're waiting for Christ to come down looking like a white man. You understand what I'm saying? They looking for all of these, white Christian fantasies to come to pass. But it said it's going to be so far beyond all that they look for. They are going to be shocked and amazed when they say, man, them crazy dudes that were standing on the corner yelling and prophesying and talking about the destruction that's coming to this place, that's talking about the judgment and enslavement of the nations, that's talking about chariots and quote unquote UFOs coming to save blacks and Native Americans and Hispanics. Oh, they're going to say, we thought that they was tripping. They really are numbered amongst the elect and the sealed of the Most High God. It's just them. What? Black man, white woolly hair, red eyes, coming back to save his people from their sins. Hello? It says when they see it, they're going to be troubled with fear. Remember that. The king of terrors is going to shock this dude. See, verse 20, his eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. Open wide. Open wide. It's just a matter of time, man. Everything is lining up. Everything is lining up accordingly. The faithful, we're going to keep watching. The faithful, we're going to keep praying. The faithful, we're going to keep working towards the ultimate end and destruction of this place and the deliverance of our people. Jeremiah 25, let's read 15. For thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the power of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. Remember, Jeremiah said later, he said the prophets that have been before me prophesied against many countries, kingdoms, against evil, pestilence, so forth and so on, right? So this is how the Most High tells the prophets, when you go out, serve up a full cup to these nations. Verse 16, and they shall drink and be moved, They're gonna be rocked. It's like they took a double shot of Hennessy, mixed with tequila, mixed with vodka, mixed with name your next strongest drink. You talk about head spinning. They're gonna be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Verse 17, it says, Then took I the cup of the Yahweh's hand and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Most High Yahweh had sent me. See, that's how the Most High works. See, we got to go out, prophesy against the nations. The Most High is serving up strong drink to get them to sip on it. See, Putin almost took a strong sip. If that was real, it could have been a false flag. Who knows? But he was moved and angry because now you see what happened. See, this is how the Most High works. Isaiah 10 and 5, it says, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against a hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath. Will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. What's the important thing? This is how the Most High utilizes nations to execute his judgment. He said, "Oh, Assyrian, the rod of my anger and the staff in their hand is his indignation." So when we see America maybe sending this little drone over there, or Ukraine doing it, or when he uses Putin to start ultimately unleashing nuke bombs, that's the Most High's indignation. He's not going to have a choice. He's not going to have a choice. He has to do it. He has no choice in the matter, man. The Most High's got him on the hooks. Thus said the Most High. See, Ezekiel 30:84. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with the bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Who's he talking to? Verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So we've got Gog, who is the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, which is in the land of Magog, which many scholars believe and understand that Meshech is meaning Moscow, and Tubal is in the regions of the Soviet Union. Gog would be the chief priest. For now, it's Putin. If he gets put to death, there's going to be another one that rises up behind him. But the Most High said that he's going to put hooks in his jaws, controlling, pulling him to the left, pulling him to the right, yanking him down, lifting him up. That's how the Most High did. He has no choice. Why? Because the Most High said that he's utilizing him as a staff in his hand and the rod of his indignation, the rod of his anger, and the staff in their hand is his indignation. So the staff is the weapons that they utilize. So now that we're seeing this could be considered an act of war when we see ultimately what happened here. Okay. So look at this. Strike back, Russia calls for Zelensky to be killed. See, there's former President Medvedev, the former president, he said, oh, hell no. If that was me, he said, man, the only way that this could be rectified is if Zelensky gets liquidated, which pretty much means, man, you got to obliterate that dude. You got to go destroy everything. And nukes is how you do it. So if this was the former president, man, it would have already been lit. Putin is trying to, be diplomatic about this whole thing and moving, cautiously, but the Most High is going to yank him by them jaws and go say, look, this is it, man. You got enough evidence that NATO is involved in this war. You got enough evidence that America is involved in it. They already got the troops. They're selling the weapons. They're all against you. They got your name slandered all throughout the media. They're saying that you blew up a pipeline. They're saying that you blew up your own capital. You're constantly intercepting, jets that's flying in your international airspace. You don't know who's a threat, who isn't, man. Go ahead and start lighting something up. Eventually, he's going to say, enough is enough. Now, imagine if his family was still there or whatever, man. They got hit up or it was a danger. You don't think he would have shot back and said it's time to get back? As the youngsters say, spin the block. See, strike back. Russia calls for Zelensky to be killed and threatens nuke response after Ukraine tries to assassinate Putin with drones. See, that was from the former president, and some of his officials was like, "Yeah, we need to strike back, man. We need to go ahead on and light this place up. The hell with it, man. Zelensky got to get liquefied. You know, we got to melt him down." But Putin is like, "Calm down. No, stop. Hold on. I'm still over here with the Chinese. I'm over here with China, man. Xi Jinping, man. We're trying to get this money rolling. We're trying to get this BRICS thing off the ground first. Let's get that rolling first, because once we spark this thing, man, all hell is gonna break loose. Everything is going down. So they want to try to get the next thing going in motion before they try to end the thing before it. Russia blames the U.S. for alleged drone attack on the Kremlin, considers retribution. See, the blame game is going on. Who done it? Who done it? See, everybody, Russia immediately says this got to be the U.S. The U.S. is the one who gives the okay. The U.S. is the one who sets the standards and says what's fair game with warfare or not. Russia's not stupid, man. Ukraine's not going to sit back and just say, you know what, we're going to step out of bounds, man, and just go all out. No, NATO is calling the shots via the U.S., man. The U.S. runs NATO. So if the U.S. gave the green light and says, yeah, go ahead and do that. If anybody asks, everybody deny. And Russia immediately says, man, we know Ukraine ain't going to try that. You had to give the okay. Whether they did it personally or not, they gave the okay to do it. That's what he's saying. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov blamed the U.S. on Thursday for what Russia claims was an assassination attempt by Ukraine targeting Russian President Vladimir Putin, and said retaliation options were being weighed. Attempts to disown this both in Kiev and in Washington are, of course, absolutely ridiculous. See, of course, how all of a sudden everybody that they're enemies with all saying it wasn't us, but you're in the middle of a war. Does that make sense? You're in the middle of the war with NATO. You're in the middle of a war with the U.S. You're in the middle of a war with Ukraine, and you get attacked at your capital. And as soon as you say one of y'all did it, they all say, no, it wasn't us. So was it the aliens? I mean, who did it? Peskov said, we know very well that decisions on such actions and such terrorist attacks are made not in Kiev, but in Washington. See? That's what he's saying. We know that the great whore is the one who gives the okay. The mother of harlots is the one who says, yeah, go ahead on. Run that by me first before you make any moves. Kiev has dismissed the allegation as a manufactured pretext by Moscow to justify massive strikes on Ukraine's battered cities. See? They're saying, oh, it was the Russians. It's manufactured, meaning what? It's a false flag. The Russians tried to do it. They did it to themselves. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby, asked about Russia's claim on MSNBC Morning Joe, said Peskov was just lying. Everybody's lying. I mean, well, the so-called white man has a propensity to lie. So both of them are lying, I'm sure, at some point in time. But this instance, I got to give Peskov and his little Ruski buddies the benefit of the doubt on this one. I can assure you that there was no involvement by the United States. Kirby said, whatever it was, it didn't involve us. Well, how do we deal with that? What's the Mossad tell us? Y'all know where I'm going. Of course, when a white man says something, it has got to be the truth, right? Huh? Proverbs 26:25, it says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And of course, John Kirby says, hey, no way that's us. They're lying. I can assure you. I mean, how many times have we heard that? I can assure you that, the theory of where that disease, that bug came from, it didn't come from a lab. And all of a sudden they come back and say, oops. Remember Dr. Frankenstein Fauci says, a mask won't do you any good. It maybe just a little bit might stop you, but there's no need. Then they double back and say, if you don't have one on, you can't get access to this, that, and the third. Let me calm down on that. Because I don't need no problems. Even though they declared that the whole thing is over with now, I wonder if the community guidelines are going to change now that the coast is clear, as they say. We'll see about that in a minute. Let's continue. So, white man, that both of them throwing lies at each other. Everybody lying. Nobody wants to take credit. Ukraine's military says it shot down one of its own drones near the capital after it lost control of the aircraft. Excuse me. What happened? See, they got control of these drones, and they look at this. They had to shoot down their own drone because it lost control. Ukraine's military said it lost control of one of its combat drones on Thursday, and it was forced to make the decision to shoot down the unmanned aircraft over Kiev. The incident comes amid heightened tensions and concern that Russia will retaliate over a drone incident at Kremlin the day before the Moscow was calling an assassination attempt. Oh, isn't that something? The first attempt that they tried was a failure, and now they double back a couple days later and try to launch another one, and that one loses control, and they had to shoot it down. Meanwhile, they're saying it wasn't us. I mean, come on. Here you have 1 minute they saying, man, try it this time. Oop, didn't work. Try it again. Throwing rocks and hiding their hands. It says in a statement, Ukraine's Air Force said a Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2 drone was on a scheduled flight when it, quote, lost control. So the armed forces opted to use mobile fire groups to destroy the aircraft. Imagine that. So here they are engaging themselves in drone warfare. Russia just so happened to get hit, or not hit, but an attempt to destroy the capital or to bomb the capital with a drone failed. And here they are trying to send up another one. And they had to shoot that one down because it malfunctioned. And they lost control of it. Who's to say that the other one didn't lose control? And they said, oops, sorry, boss, as they report back to Washington. Washington said, what the hell happened? We lost control. He blew up before it hit the ground, before it hit the building. Damn it, try it again. If anybody asks, you didn't do it. They tried again. Oop, lost control again, boss. This is the folly that's going on over there, man. Let's continue. Russia's war on Ukraine latest. The Pope says the Vatican involved in secret Ukraine peace meetings. Who wants to deal with the Pope, man? You want the prayers? You want the supplications of the pedophile popes? The Vatican's coming in now. All of a sudden, they're going to try to bring in peace. Remember, what did we just get to reading before Isaiah 28? Need we go back to that? Let's expose the Papa again. Jeremiah 28:9, the prophet which prophesied peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh have truly sent him. Well, this was on Sunday, last week Sunday. Russia's war on Ukraine's latest. Pope says Vatican involved in secret Ukraine peace mission. May 4th, actually May 3rd, which was Wednesday, here goes the assassination attempt. So the Pope supposedly goes over there in secret meetings for peace, thinking that they're going to go over there and try to negotiate some peace meeting with their background of wickedness and unrighteousness and folly going on over there in the Catholic Church. They're the ones who's going to bring peace, huh? Guess what? 3 days later, here comes an assassination. So much for their peace talks, huh? So much for him being a prophet or a servant of the Most High. Sunday they go for peace. 2 days later, they already trying to light up Putin, man. So much for Papa. Get out of here. Look at the Vatican is involved in a peace mission to try to end the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Man, keep your pedophile hands out the business, man. You've got nothing to say, nothing you can do about anything, man. Go continue worshiping your idols. Go continue with the folly that goes on over there in your house. Man, clean up your own house. How the hell are they gonna come over and talk about peace? All of the papal bulls that they signed endorsing slavery, endorsing the I was about to say the insurrection, not the insurrection, the Inquisition. Good Lord, I drew a blank. Spanish Inquisition, man, where they was killing and afflicting the black Jews of Portugal and Spain, man, forcing them out. Queen Isabella, Ferdinand, remember that? Catholic Church got so much dirt under their nails, man. And these are the ones who want to promote peace. They're the same ones who were sending over the Jesuits to destroy the West the indigenous populations over here. Oh, they're about peace now, huh? Oh, how about all of the thousands of kids that have been abused? Oh, now you want peace, huh? Now you're the voice of peace. Get the out of here, man. That's why the Most High did what he did. They go over there Sunday trying to talk peace, man. The Most High says, shut up. You got no say-so over here. I was going to go to the scripture of Psalms, but there's a scripture in Psalms where the Most High said, man, whatever you did to declare my statutes. And the heathen got nothing to do with this. Matter of fact, maybe I'll find that one. It's in Psalms. I think it's I gotta come back. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to that one. But it just popped in my head. But anyway, we see what's going on with these damn goofballs, man, trying to go over there and think they got something to say. Clean up your own damn house, man. Let's continue. The Royal Air Force Typhoon fighters scrambled to intercept Russian jets off the Scottish coast. Notice. Remember, the wicked man is all paranoid. They're all scared. The terror of the Most High is on them. As soon as they go fly over in so-called international airspace, there's dogfights going on. They're in the international waters between Taiwan and the U.S., man. China's rushing out there, scrambling to intercept them. The U.S. is over there, sneaking up on Iran with their subs, and Iran had to shut them down and tell them, get up out of here. The U.S. is over here concerned about Russia floating around in the Pacific, saying they're more active than ever. That's how the Most High is turning things up. But we see these terrorists starting to inhabit the hearts and the minds of these men and the nations. So, England, man, the Royal Air Force, man, they're paranoid because Russia's already let it be known, man, you're going to be one of the first ones we bomb on when it goes down. Look, Iran seizes its second oil tanker in a week. U.S. Navy reveals footage of Tehran's vessels surrounding the ship in the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran has snatched up another oil tanker. Last week they had one that was on its way to Texas. Now they just snatched up another one. The hijacking is going on, man. They trying to cut up. America, they basically say, man, you're not taking this oil up out of here and taking it back home. The U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet identified the vessel as Panama flag Niobe. So how is this going to play out between Iran and America? See? Well, guess what? We read it earlier. We'll read it again. Iran is only acting because they know what time it is. So we see Ezekiel 38 and verse 5. See verse 4. We talked about how the Most High is going to put the hooks in the jaws of Putin, man. He's going to bring forth all his armies, horsemen. He's going to prepare him for war. And guess what? Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. Persia speaking about Iran. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Torgama of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Persia, speaking about Iran, they're not tripping. We've covered that a number of times and showing how Persia is Iran. They're not tripping because guess what? They know who's going to guard them, who's going to get their back. Russia. So it's all tied in. And remember, even with that, China has been in the mix, negotiating peace between Iran, Syria, and Saudi Arabia. So they know who's got their back. That's why they're like, you know what? We're going to get more aggressive with America. So now they done snatched up a second oil tanker. Is America going to step on that? Is America going to move on it? Is America going to go back and say, hey, you know what? That's the second time you done jacked us for our oil, man. It's a problem now. See how things are just escalating? Listen to these guys and tell me if they haven't been listening to DSTN. I say that jokingly because it's a pretty big platform. Fair use under Article 7, 107, I should say. This is for educational purposes. This is for teaching, demonstrations. All right, fair use. This is from a podcast called Valuetainment. I watch it sometimes, man. They got some good stuff on there sometimes. But this guy right here, his name is Peter Navarro, and he was a aide to Trump, and he's going to talk about China's role in everything that's going on. He said he done written like 3 books warning everybody about China and its power and what's going on. But in this particular clip, he's going to talk about China's relationship with America. And tell me if you hear something that sounds familiar.
China Sea. As soon as one of those sinks, it's game on. Or do you blockade the routes that China that oil comes from the Persian Gulf to China? I mean, they 70% of their oil comes from the Persian. I mean, as soon as that kind of stuff happens, then the asymmetric warfare, what they call the unrestricted warfare, kicks in.
So he's basically breaking down what is it going to take for China and America to go to war. So he was basically talking about the things that could affect China's economy if America was to cut off their oil supplies that's coming from the Persian Gulf, if they could hit a cyber attack, things of that nature. So he's giving examples about what is going to bring the conflict between America and China. But listen to this.
That's like knocking. I mean, they have the capability right now. They can knock our satellites out of the sky. They can use viruses probably to take out our electric power grid. And all these balloons that you've seen floating over the United States, that's part of their information gathering process to execute their unrestricted warfare techniques. It's just the only thing holding them back is the fact that we're their cash cow. We're the tit they suck on.
Oh, what?
Cash cow. We're the tit they suck on, right? We're it. We're uncle.
Brothers and sisters, how many times have you heard me talk about the nations and China sucking on the teat of the great whore? Oh, put a 7 in the chat if you heard that. If you heard me make that reference, that metaphorical reference to the nation sucking on the teat of the great whore. See, even these guys, man, got to admit that America is, without saying it flat out, the great whore, but the metaphorical reference of it being like a woman that all the nations are feeding off of. Well, the Most High said it first. The Most High said it first. Now look. Revelation 17. See these damn ads, man. What is going? See this website? I'm about to switch up. It's getting on my nerves. So Revelation 17 and 1. We're just gonna read down just real quick. I'm not gonna break down the whole chapter, but just as a foolproof on it, because here they are now talking about, oh, China can't break free from America because they're sucking on the double D's of the great whore. Well, who else been talking about them sucking on the? Okay, not saying they got it from me, but the spirit obviously is out there. Uh, Revelation 17:1 says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Well, what is the seven vials? Let's look at chapter 16 and 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. So the seven vials are the vials that each angel is carrying, full of the wrath and the judgment of the Most High. Each vial represents a judgment and a wrath of the Most High. All right, just to keep it simple. Now, it says, the seven vials are talking to me, come say unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. If you read later on down in this chapter, it tells you that the many waters are the nations and the peoples of the earth. Okay, so it sits atop, it's on its throne. The great whore sits above all the other nations. I think it's in verse 16. Hold on. Yeah, 15. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So the great whore sits in this thing. This is why America utilizes the analogy of being a, quote, great melting pot where all the peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues all are here. This nation right here, you can speak French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, English. You can speak Tagalog. You can speak Patois. You can speak Creole. All tongues is being spoken here. It's sitting where all the peoples and the multitudes are. This is where everybody wants to come to fulfill their quote unquote dreams. This is where the whore sits upon and has control over. Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So all nations now are dependent upon and are sipping the wrath of the fornication of this great whore. She's hoeing herself out to all the nations, man, and they all love her. That's why the dude of Navarro was saying China's got so many options to try to come against America, but they can't do it because America is his cash cow and they're too busy sucking on the double D's of the great whore. And they can't let go. I mean, they starting to get saggy and they starting to flop a little bit. They turn into flat tires. Hey, but they still got a latch on there. See, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is the beast system established by the so-called white man. His 7 heads being his 7 kingdoms. We talked about that before. The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Great Britain, and Russia. All right. Those are the 7 heads, the 10 horns. It's the EEC, the European Economic Community. It's also, these got many different names that goes on it. It's the EU, NATO, many of which have been changing over the years. But one thing that we do know, 2 things for certain. The EU definitely has what they call 10 configurations. And it's like the 10 different objectives of the EU, which goes into part of the 10 horned rulerships. All right. And we can talk about that on another day. But yeah, I say that now, but let me just give y'all something to go research. See, the Council of the European Union. See, many of these started off with like six, EU and the NATO uh, started off with like six um, nations and then expanded uh, the 10 common markets. Those particular nations become interchangeable. Some are, falling off, some haven't. When you look at the EU, though, you see here the Council of the EU is a single legal entity. So it's one body, one beast system, right? But it meets in 10 different configurations depending on the subject being discussed. So, they have councils, they have 10 different configurations, there's 10 different, uh, let's say tentacles of this beast, right? But they have the EU nations are one particular entity, right? A single entity, but it's broken into 10 different configurations. So when you're talking about the 10 horns, it's still representative of the EU, okay? The European Union and the EEC, which is the European Economic Community, they're all in cahoots. Verse 4, it says, and a woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So here she goes, strutting her stuff, man. Everybody loves to see what America's got going on. She decks herself and arrays herself in the most attractive of colors, stones, pearls. She has the allure. America has the allure that you can have her anytime you want her. Everything is available here. Everything's for sale. And all she said, got in her hand, she said, all you got to do is just come take a sip. Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So all she's saying is, have a little sip of this. That's like saying, do you agree to have unprotected sex with this hoe that's got AIDS and syphilis and gonorrhea and everything else? And you just so lustful of it because she's got you so mesmerized. You say, yeah, fine. Do they got a shot for that? Hey, Magic's got HIV, man. That dude done lived a whole another 20 years. I'll risk it. And what's on her head? And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Man, there she goes. And these guys are out here already readily admitting that America is in the fashion of a female. Talking about China is stuck on the tit of America. Where'd you hear that from, man? Where you guys hear that? Come clean. All right. Let's continue. China renews its embrace of Maduro's Venezuela as the U.S. looks on. So look at that. China's making their moves. Here they go. They're trying to establish themselves in Venezuela now. And guess what? Venezuela ain't turning it down. Venezuela is not turning it down because of the sanctions that they did to Venezuela over the years, shutting them down. They're dealing with damn near hyperinflation down there. Money's worthless down there. China says, hey, guess what? We can lift you back up. We can put you back on your feet. You heard about the BRICS? Yeah. Oh, you don't like America either, huh? Well, how about this? Let's go ahead and start making this partnership, this economic partnership. And then you know what? We're going to start sending over our troops. We'll do some training exercises with you. See, they've already been doing this stuff. China and Venezuela war games. How about, let's see. Uh-oh. Iran, Russia, China to run war drills in Latin America. Oh, really? Russia, China, and Venezuela clash in the road paving contest. And they were doing war games last summer. If y'all remember, I brought this out. So they're already making these relationships with the pretense that war is going to be part of their agreements. as China renews its embrace of Maduro's Venezuela, as the U.S. looks on. See, the Great Horse looking like, you ungrateful little. You just gonna go over there with China, huh? And Venezuela's like, well, shit, you done left us hanging for years now. What you think? We're not gonna go sell ourselves to the next highest bidder as they're struggling down there? You know, down there, man, they got water rations in Venezuela, electricity rations down there. You can only have water on for, they got regulators, man, come to your door, tell you got what you can run your water for 20 minutes. And the people there, man, they got drums and buckets and everything else, filling it up as much as they can because they can't get access to water till the next day. 20 minutes, electricity, all that stuff, man. You're talking about real hell. Food and bread lines damn near a mile long in some places. And in small little pockets where the rich, you know, Edomites and sellout, you know, I ain't gonna call them sellouts, but you know, some of the other native Venezuelans, not many, they got money, but the majority of the indigenous population and the peoples there, man, ain't got it. They ain't got it. But China's trying to go down there and say, guess what? We can go ahead on and throw you a bone, but you're gonna have to disavow yourself from America and join us. Venezuela and China are reestablishing connections after years of cooling ties, with government contacts resuming. A joint project floated in what amounts to a challenge to Washington. High-ranking officials from China, Venezuela's biggest creditor, met with close aides to President Nicolas Maduro in Caracas as recently as last month to discuss the restructuring of the nation's long-standing line of credit. According to people with knowledge of the matter, the two sides are also talked about potential areas to renew collaboration, including telecommunications and oil, said the people asking not to be named, discussing internal strategy. So there you go. China's propping them up. We read it in 2nd Ezra 15 about how they're trying to set themselves up to be in the likeness of the Great Horse. They think they're going to have names. They want to be just like the Great Horse, running around establishing lines of credit. But meanwhile, we just got through hearing about it. They're getting all their money from America, buying up their debt bonds, buying up land, all of their exports that come over here, you know, technology, everything else. America's the one that's buying it and feeding them. Despite what they put on the public and acting like, oh, America, we don't get along with China, FGGP. Man, behind closed doors, them dudes all get along. Scratching each other's backs, utilizing this beast system, man. That's how the system is set up. They can hate it all they want to. That's why the Edomite was just saying, he said, man, they can't break free because they're sucking on the tip, man. They can't just cut him off yet. That's why they're trying to establish their own with the BRICS and with Russia, India and China. I mean, India and South Africa and the other nations. I think they're up to like 19 different countries, man, all trying to join the BRICS. The air has come out of the dollar. Decade-long rally leaves U.S. currency as much as 15% overvalued, Goldman Sachs says. So we see the continual fall of the dollar. The economic foundations of America is starting to get even worse. We're all seeing it. We're all witnessing it. We're all being affected by it. There is no, light at the end of the tunnel. Jerome Powell just came out the other day and said, yeah, we're going to go ahead on and raise the interest rates again, another 0.25%. So expect, inflation to continue, the recession to continue on. You understand? So, this is really what's going on. Let's continue on. Is America's banking system safe? The 3 banks that have failed this year are bigger than the 25 that crumbled in 2008, holding a total of $532 billion in assets. Remember, there was a lot of economists, a lot of people in the these talking heads on YouTube and on MSNBC and the money channels on Fox and all this stuff. They were all saying, "Oh yeah, we're in a light recession." Blah blah blah. It's not going to be anything like 2008. Nothing's going to happen like 2008. No, you guys need to calm down. It's not going to be like 2008. Excuse me. It's going to be worse. That's why you can't listen to some of these damn idiots on the these YouTube channels and all this, because these dudes, man, be all trying to stand in the hopes that Babylon doesn't fall. They're praying and saying, man, I got all my money, my assets, and my inheritance is in it. It can't fall. I got to do everything I can to prop it up, man. And they tell the people, man, stay in this. Keep fighting on. We can't let the whole fall on the ground. She done slipped and fell, scraped her knees. She got back up, though. But it says the 3 banks that have failed this year, no, mind you, we just got out of April last week. So we're talking about within the first 3 months of this year, 3.5 months of this year, 3 banks have failed, which amounted to bigger than the 25 that fell in 2008. And if anybody remembers 2008, that was a hard time for a lot of people that was involved in real estate, that was running around. There was a lot of people that got hit up with that. And the banks damn near lost it all. And remember, that's when Obama and them came out and said the banks are too big to fail. And they started doing all the bank bailouts, and all the damn CEOs and presidents of the banks got bonuses while people were foreclosing and losing out on their homes. And the banks came back, got that money, and then bought up all the homes that they gave these inflated bogus loans to people who they knew damn well couldn't afford it. I almost got caught up in that. People telling me, oh yeah, you guys qualify, you can get the $500,000 home and all this other stuff. And that was in 2008. So a $500,000 home was nice. Nowadays, that ain't nothing. I mean, it's something, don't get me wrong. But the average home, you can buy a house in Watts that costs more than that. Now, because of inflation in the housing, the housing issues that's going on. And I'm like, me and my wife and my family, we're like, what? Oh, damn, okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, credit ain't the greatest. It's all right. Are you saying I can do that? Oh, yeah, you can do this, that, and the third. Trying to deal with some jakes. When got second opinion, went to another real estate, realtor. They like, what? They told you that? I don't know how they came up with those numbers. We're looking at more about 250. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, you probably can get maybe a little condo or something. But I'm like, what? How such a drop? They're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. Why? I said, oh, you know what? F both of y'all. I'm out of here. We're not messing with none of this stuff. And sure enough, people just started losing every damn thing. And I've known people that lost their homes, foreclosed on, sleeping on couches, eating off hot plates. I'm not talking about one person, multiple people. Moving back home with mama, roommating with friends, and all of that because they lost it all. And they're saying this year alone, just with the 3 banks that have failed, and they said there's 2 more on the table right now. One bank, Pacific West, out of Beverly Hills, I believe, and another one that's teeter-tottering. And JP Morgan Chase just came in and bought up one. I think it was Signature Bank. I could be no, First Republic. I think it was. I can't remember. JP Morgan Chase just bought up one, but just bought the majority of one of the banks to save it. But that's how it goes, man. They just consolidate into one big system. They swallow up all, they're taking out some of the bigger players in the game. That means the smaller mom and pop banks, they ain't got a shot in hell. And this big B system of one world, one currency, one banking system is all going to come back into the fold. If you look at the history of America, man, J.P. Morgan and his crooked, wicked banking, his name was attached to all kind of stuff. You talking about generational wealth and generational wickedness? They spend their days in wealth. J.P. Morgan was one of them guys, man. Henry Ford, obviously the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all of these big international banking families and cartels, they're all still around. That's why J.P. Morgan Chase, man, just came in and said, we'll take that one. It's like Monopoly. They just coming in buying up properties, man. But they're doing it in the form of banks. So they're already acknowledging what's going on right now is worse than 2008. First Republic Bank is seized, sold to JP Morgan, the second largest U.S. bank failure. Second largest U.S. bank failure. So here they are setting records. Second largest U.S. bank failure ever in America's establishment. And people are running around talking about we're fine. Slow Biden got on TV, man, flapping his flat lips, his little thin snake lips, talking about the banking sector is fine. It's solid. Everything's good. Janet Yellen, her old, crypt keeper ass. We're fine. Banking system is very stable. Don't worry. Just don't take your money out. You believe him? Go ahead if you want to. Oh, look at it. Burger King. Store closures. Which restaurants are shutting in 2023 and why? The full list so far revealed. Now, remember, if y'all seen the lesson that I uploaded, a couple of weeks ago regarding the Scrabble gang and America's war on gender, and I showed y'all an article out of I think it was in Sweden or somewhere, and they were doing a promotional ad with Ronald McDonald and Burger King kissing, talking about that was going to be the new ad. Well, last week or 2 weeks ago, McDonald's said that they were going to be having mass layoffs and had to reconsider their menu. They were doing some cost cutting. And now Burger King's getting hit. So all praise to the Most High that now he's starting to slap these dudes upside the head and affecting them where it hurts a little bit. I mean, it's a drop in the pan for these, these damn empires of burgers and stuff. But, it's still showing the judgment of the Lord still stands. That's why they want to run around here with folly, man, trying to talk about the damn Burger King and Ronald McDonald's slobbing each other down. Well, now they're getting hit upside the head with some financial hardships. Burger King stores closures, which restaurants are shutting in 2023, and why. The fast food giant has 6,964 locations across the U.S. at the end of March 2023. The company says underperforming stores will be the first to be axed this year. The chain has undergone an image change in response to slowing sales. Man, nobody want that crap no more. Burger King, ain't nobody eating that stuff. Slowing sales and need an image change. You notice all of these damn companies are trying to do image changes. You see what happened with Bud Light? They thought the image change was to start promoting the transformers. They use that little creepy looking lizard looking Edomite, posing on the damn cans and doing ads, talking about his March Madness. And I don't know who's playing in the game. I don't know anything about football or whatever he was talking about. I just like a cold beer, some BS. And they still are reeling from the losses from that. The damn president's key and came out begging everybody to please forgive him. And there was a mistake. He didn't know. Come on back and drink Bud Light again. So now Burger King's running. Vice Media prepares to file for bankruptcy as it becomes the latest company to collapse with dwindling revenue and interest. Oh, really? Just as ChatGPT and all of these other AI firms are coming out talking about how, remember, 2025, 90% of the internet is going to be AI driven. So why would we need media companies when AI can go and write all the articles? Why are you going to need music when you got all these damn AI apps that's recreating music from Drake to Kanye to Jay-Z to everybody else? They're writing raps for. I mean, it's reality is over with, man. Let's just leave it at that. So you're seeing these media companies are all folding up, filing bankruptcy, having mass layoffs, shutting down because they're getting ready to let AI take over. U.S. job growth smashes expectations with employers filing 253,000 new vacancies and black unemployment hitting a record low. Oh, happy days are here again. Niggas is working. But meanwhile, the irony is that the job numbers came out today. They said it's less people filing unemployment and that's good. I'm gonna be balanced. It's good that brothers and sisters are working and being able to maintain an income to keep their household stable in such unstable times right now. But the flip side is the stock markets and the Federal Reserve and the government does not like people working right now, because that just means that there's more money in the system. They wanted to be able to shut down buying. They want to shut down industries. They want to shut down the economy so that they can try to regain the momentum of the inflationary dollars that they've been printing up for years. They're saying, "Ooh, we printed too much money. It's too much money floating around. We got to shut this down." So this isn't good news for the system, but hey, people's out there working, being able to feed their families. I'm speaking about our people. All praises for that, because trust me when I say this. When things really hit the fan, man, and most I forbid any of us get laid off or ain't got no jobs, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. So be wise with your money and your funds. Now, we've talked about a little bit about economic things. I'm not no expert. I just know a little bit here and there, man, and try to be wise of what I can do and what I know, and have faith that will sustain me and mine for a little while until the eventual back breaks on this hoe. But other than that, it's all on the Most High Yahweh Shai. Most High said he makes rich, he makes poor. It's all on him. That's really where our faith should be. So let's continue. White House economists claim 8 million jobs will be lost and the stock market will drop by 45% if there is a default on the $31 trillion debt, while Republicans wait for Biden to finally start talks. So last week, I brought out the article, man. The Republicans came with an offer and they said, hey, this is what we are putting out on the table. We'll agree to raise the debt ceiling, but you got to cut all the spending now, slow Biden. And the cuts that they want to do under the Republican agreement, they want to cut Medicaid, or the spending on Medicaid. So the Medicaid insurance benefits for the poor and unfortunate. They want to cut the food assistance down for the poor and unfortunate. What else do they want to cut? Cut the spending down on student loans. So everything this is why Slow Biden and the rest of his cronies are sitting back saying, hold on. I'm not going to agree to that right now. Time is ticking. They got 27 days. 24. Wait, what's today? The 25th? So they've got 26 more days? No, it's 31 days in May. So they got like 28 more days left. 27 more days, something like that, before all hell breaks loose. 8 million jobs going to be lost. That means a lot of federal workers going to lose their jobs. State workers if they can't pay, that means they can't pay salaries. They can't pay a lot of people. 8 million people going to be running around here saying, where's my next meal? If they don't agree. Stock market is going to damn near get hit upside the head, with 45% is going to get lost. So if you got a gang of money in the stock market, if this thing falls, you're going to lose 45% of your money. Unless you shake and bake and make some moves right now. If it defaults, I'm not telling nobody to do anything with your money, because don't listen to me. I have no idea about no. I'm telling you what Esau is saying. What he's projecting, if they can't agree on this money and how they're going to pay their bills, it's starting June 1st. And you see how fast time is moving. Before you know it, it's going to be mid-May, end of May, and they still going to be struggling, talking about, well, are we going to raise it or are we not? Are we going to raise it or are we not? Either way, somebody's going to get hit. Because if they agree to what the Republicans are saying, and they're saying, okay, raise the debt ceiling, but we're going to have to cut, slow Biden, you can forget about them promises you made about, student loan forgiveness. That's not happening. We need that money back. Oh, people that's on EBT, SNAP and all that, they've been getting all this money a month, and cut all that in half. Oh, but Charlene got them 5 kids, and she getting $1,000 a month, in groceries, and with inflation, that's just getting enough for her family to eat. Imagine when that goes down to like $700 a month for her food. At the cost of food is up right now. You think Charlene's gonna be able to get that money going? I mean, get them babies fed and the household going. Oh, and baby daddy can't be there, so otherwise they taking everything. Medicaid, everybody need that health insurance, government based health insurance. That getting cut down. So if they pass it and them cuts happen, people's gonna get hit. If they don't pass it, people's gonna get hit. So, we got about less than 30 days for some stuff to go down. And just know, come the summer, leading up into the end of the year, is gonna be bad. Here we go. Democrats meet privately on debt limit deal as they attempt to ramp up pressure campaign on Republicans for a clean bill with only 27 days left. So time is ticking. Oh, look at this. 5 more people are diagnosed with a rare fungus linked to an outbreak at paper mill in Michigan, bringing in total to 109 and one of the largest fungal clusters in the U.S. history. See, I would tell y'all, man, when you start seeing the largest ever, first time ever, unprecedented, things are changing. That things are moving at a different rate. Egypt's gonna get hit, man. Second Ezra's 15. We're gonna read 10 and 11. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. So America is set up for destruction, man. The elect, most I permit, it's us. We get up out of here. Chariots come and deliver us up out of here, because it says we're getting led as a flock to the slaughter, but he's not going to suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So the deliverance of the elect and the chosen of the Most High, 144,000, and the rest of the remnant of the 1/3 elect get delivered. But guess what? Egypt's going to be getting hit with these plagues. And if anybody's seen that movie, The Last of Us, where they had a damn, fungal outbreak, now all of a sudden, ironically, here's a fungal outbreak happening, coming out of Michigan. Bayan, you better stay in the house. And the fam out there in Detroit, man, y'all stay in the house, man. Look at this. This is how I go. This is the Upper Peninsula. This ain't in Detroit. So 5 more people diagnosed with a rare fungus linked to an outbreak at a paper mill in Michigan, bringing a total of 109 and one of the largest fungal clusters. Where's that? My bad. And one of the largest fungal clusters in the U.S. history. So now modern day Egypt getting hit with plagues, right? A total of 109 infections, 13 hospitalizations, and 1 death have been confirmed. Coming from paper. Look at this. IBM will pause hiring as CEO says around 7,800 non-customer facing roles could be replaced by AI and automation in the next 5 years. So, how long we've been talking about the robots is going to take over. AI is going to be replacing jobs. Well, now they're coming out and announcing it. IBM has came clean and said, guess what? We ain't hiring no more right now. We're actually transitioning so that AI can take over. Skynet, for you Terminator fans. Oh yeah, AI is going to be the one taking over. If you've seen Terminator, man, Skynet was the system, the AI system that was created by a Jake in the movie, and it was built to control the nuke systems and the weapon systems of America because America couldn't be trusted with it. But AI made the decision, Skynet made the decision and said, yeah, you know what? Actually, we don't even need these damn humans. We're going to launch the bombs. AI launched the bombs, and everything goes down from there. Excuse me. So, AI automation is coming. Excuse me. Back office roles, which include human resources, equal roughly 26,000 jobs. Tasks which can be replaced involve provision of employment verification letters. It comes as the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank sparked fears about tech layoffs. From January to March, the tech sector experienced 102,391 layoffs. That's just the tech sector. So IBM, they're acknowledging, man, we're moving towards AI. Oh, Jenny Craig got to cut the fat. No pun intended. Iconic weight loss firm Jenny Craig could lose its corporate offices this Friday and transition to working from home as the firm with 500 outlets teeters on the brink of bankruptcy. So I guess food wins. Food wins. You know, Jenny Craig can't, she can't keep the doors up. She got to reshuffle the finances over there. You know, people are eating too much, and they like, look, Jenny, we don't want your weight loss system no more. There's so many different options now about losing weight. You know, Jenny Craig was revolutionary with her little weight loss methods in the early 90s, leading up to now. But hey, Jenny got to cut the fat now. You know, bankruptcy's on the brink. This is how you know it's getting bad. Burger King's, closing stores. I think they said 600 of them are closing down, underperforming. Jenny Craig losing. Jenny Craig got to close offices in San Diego, New Jersey, as soon as Friday. Office closures come as the company said it would close many retail stores. Last week, it reported the firm was struggling to manage $250 million of debt. See you, Jenny. Now, we just get to reading about all of this economic insecurities going on, right? But they still got the nerve to butter you niggas up. Oh, Black Californians, you can receive up to $1.2 million in reparation payments. Ooh. Task force says. Oh, the task force said this. I mean, where the hell are they going to get a $1.2 million for every Black person in California? I mean, you can't even get $12 for every damn Black person at this rate. Two banks in California alone have failed. You understand what I'm saying? And here they are talking about, oh, yeah, we can still find reparations for you. Wasn't it more than that before a few months ago? They was up to like $800 million, $800 billion, and they wanted to give everybody $5 million. Notice how that number is dropping down now. Oh, so now it's $1.2 million. I mean, where's the money going to come from? We just get to reading. Look, Jenny Craig's leaving. She's filing bankruptcy. $250 million in debt. IBM said we ain't hiring. We're going AI. The America can't even pay their own damn bills. 8 million people looking to lose their job. I mean, what are they talking about? Vice? And then they got the nerve to go, still sell you a dream. And you know it's a gang of jakes out there talking about, man, you heard about that, man? They talking about giving us reparations, man. 1.2 million, man. We about to get this money, man. Shit, I ain't leaving California, man. They gonna pay me. Where and when, Negro? There ain't no damn money, man. They just out here lying. Got our people out here thinking that. Believe in the hype, man. Believe in the hype. But that's all they want you to stay here, keep building up this place. See. Isaiah 30, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Yeah, but the covering that they're trying to cover is reparations. Thinking that that's going to solve all their problems, man. That's going to end the oppression. That's going to end all of the issues and the afflictions that came from the Most High because of our disobedience and not keeping the laws. taking special counsel. Oh, they got the reparations task force. Oh, we gonna give black folk their money. We ain't leaving. Y'all owe us. It's non-negotiable. You know, you hear these Negroes out up there in San Francisco and in the Bay talking like they really making power moves, man, talking real high power stuff. We getting his money. You ain't getting a damn thing. There is no money, man. It's just fake hope. See, verse 2, that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. See, everything is contingent upon you still believing in America, still believing in the California government, still believing that the system owes you and is going to pay you and going to make things right. I mean, when has he ever made things right, man? You're dealing with the damn devil. He's going to make things right all of a sudden. What are they trying to do? Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. This is why people are out here confused. There ain't no damn money. The economy is in shambles, and here they are still trying to feed you some lie talking about you stay in California, man, you're gonna get 1.2 million, man. Just wait it out. Look, the fate of the proposal in the legislature remains uncertain. It's not guaranteed at all, and it's not going to happen. Period. The Most High said in Isaiah, man, we're going to be redeemed without money. All right. So, you know, that's just ridiculous. About half in the U.S. worry about their money safety in banks. People already have insecurities about the banks as it is. Half of the U.S. is saying, man, I don't know if I can trust the banks no more. I don't know if my money's safe. That's why they keep talking about, oh, security in the banks is fine. Oh, you got the FDIC insurance up to $250,000. If something goes down, your money's safe. Don't worry. You're going to get your money, honey. Don't worry. Just trust in me. Trust in Esau. Trust in the banks. Trust in the beast. Trust in the whore. It's fine. And our people say, you promise? Oh, yeah. Scouts honor. Well, we just seen them having to pay $8 billion to the Boy Scouts for sexually abusing them. Oh, so Scouts honor means something now? How the people, man, are teeter-tottering on trusting the banks at this point, man. All it takes is for that half to say, you know what, I'm taking my money out the banks, man. I'm going to get it safe at home. I'm keeping my money at home. I'm going to go buy some silver and some gold. You know, some people are going to say, man, I'm going to go take this and swap it into crypto. Get my money out these banks, man. They ain't giving me no interest. At least if I throw it into crypto, I can, you know, I might get some money up out of there. They ain't giving me no money off the interest. If people start thinking like that, man, you can forget about it. These banks are going to be falling like dominoes. Animals are dying in droves. What are they telling us? Oh, see, the earth is mourning. Hosea 4:3 tells us that the birds, the fowls, and the cattle, everything is all jacked up now. The fish. See, look at this. Isaiah 4:3 says, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the fields and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. And here we see it. Animals are dying off in droves. From flu-ridden sea lions to elephant die-offs, mass mortality events are becoming more common. We understand very little about the repercussions. You see, how many times we've seen, you know, dead fish washing up on shores, birds dropping and flying out, you know, dropping out of the sky, fish flying out, dropping out of the sky. 3,000 cattle over there in Kansas, mysteriously, you know, rigor mortis stiffed up last year. 18,000 cows died in that explosion 3 weeks ago. I mean, that's just what we've seen. They talking about elephants are dying, sea lions is dying, whales is washing up, dying on the boat, all under the hands of the so-called white man. You know, the earth being given into the hands of the wicked. Here we go. We see what he's doing. You know, when the righteous was in authority, dominion was given to him. You know, we read that last week with Adam. I think Al-Adad did that, covered that in the class about Adam being given dominion over the animals. You know, when things is right, man, we surviving. But in an oppressive system and an oppressive nature that the white man got, they dying off, man. Oh, breaking news! Look at this. CDC chief Rochelle Walensky resigns after just 2 years on the job after being slammed for the agency's handling of the DVOD. Oh, after being slammed. But guess what? Last year before that, who was getting slammed? Anybody that was speaking on the internet talking about the situation. And now Walensky, she's on the run. You notice Frankenstein Fauci, he resigned at the end of last year. Oh, now Walensky, she's out of there. The chickens are coming home to roost, aren't they? Oh, Dr. Rochelle Walensky is set to step down from her post on June 30th after a tumultuous period of her leadership at the Atlanta, Georgia-based government organization. Oh, it was tumultuous. I thought she was handling it well. I mean, she was on TV talking about, dictating what you can and can't do, what you need to get in you, what you can't, what you need to put on your face. Oh, remember all of that? I thought she was getting praised for her, guidance and direction on getting this thing under control. Oh, but now it's tumultuous. Now she's being slammed for her agency's handling of that whole thing. I wonder why. Now look at this guy. He's declaring it's over now. These maniacs, man, they telling you what's good and what isn't, man. I'm declaring it's over now. I've been declaring that. What are you talking about? You declaring it. WHO boss says the pandemic is no longer a global health emergency. Oh, really? I'm glad you confirmed that for us, man. Get the hell out of here with this foolishness. WHO said Friday that the DVOG 91 no longer qualifies as a global emergency. The UN agency said the virus remains a threat in some parts of the world, though. They just came out and said that the new one, something Caris, I can't remember the name of it. Now they saying if you got pink eye, man, you might have it. You got a crooked toenail, you might have it. You just sniffed, you're outside cold and you sniff a little bit, man, you got it. Remember, for the last 3 years, man, anything that you did, you had it. Now all of a sudden, man, now they got enough people inoculated, man. They got enough people, being on their treatment programs. Now that they've, managed to implement it into the immunization cycles, where now they saying, hey, you got to get it just like you would get a flu preventative shot, trying to be wise with my words. Now they implemented all these things, man. Now they can call off the dogs and say, oh, it's over now. As we're seeing the effects of people, leaving us for various reasons that could be tied to the treatment programs that was offered, actually mandated. If you know what I'm talking about. I'm still wondering what happened to Jamie Foxx. They're saying he had a mystery illness. Brother's been down in the hospital, I think, damn near like 2 or 3 weeks now. But won't say what it is. Very interesting. Wonder what happened to Jamie. Look at this. Health wisdom for y'all. Mobile phone use increases heart attack and stroke risk, study claims. Researchers in China found people who chatted on their mobile phones for more than 30 minutes a week had a 12% higher risk of developing a condition that can lead to strokes and heart attacks. Did you hear that? 30 minutes on the phone. 30 minutes, you could be sitting on hold, waiting for IT to help you with an issue that you got on your computer at home. You could be on 30 minutes on the phone talking with your family, your friends, or whoever multiple times in a day. They're talking about 30 minutes in a week. That's how dangerous these things are. And meanwhile, sisters is putting them in they bras, they put them in the purses, brothers are putting them in their pockets next to their, reproductive systems. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, everything is a damn gift and a curse, a backdoor policy that comes with the damn tech. Let alone just holding the phone to you. We know about that. The tumors, the cancer, the brain cancer is happening. Holding the phone to your ear all damn day, talking, and then you realize your ear is hot because your phone is hot. What you think that heat comes from? The microwave radiation that's powering the phone through the damn microwave towers via the Wi-Fi, so forth and so on. And next thing you know, your damn head you're getting migraines, you're all jacked up. Now they talking about if you're just on the phone 30 minutes a week. I mean, what? 7 times 4 is 28. 2 extra minutes left over. I mean, you're talking about you can't be on the phone for more than 7 minutes a week before it's a problem. A week. That means 1 minute a day you can talk on the phone and you'll be at risk. I mean, who's doing that? This stuff is unbelievable. 12% higher risk of getting strokes and heart attacks. And mind you, compound that with the thing people been getting in their arms. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. See, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, now Oregon looks to decriminalize encampments and let a homeless. So listen to this. This is why, UZL, Malachi, man, you brothers up there in the Pacific Northwest, man. We talked about it last week in when we met up. The Portland is the damn sacrificial lamb of the beast, man. I mean, you want to see where America's headed? Look to Portland, look to San Francisco, look to LA, look to areas in New York, Detroit, Chicago. I mean, these places are free falls to collapse. Look at it. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, now Oregon looks to decriminalize encampments and let the homeless sue for $1,000 if they're harassed or told to leave. So they are encouraging homelessness. They're encouraging people to basically, what's going to happen? People are going to quit their jobs. They got to, up north, there's what they're calling a homeless encampment, but it's basically like nothing but trailers and mobile homes and all of that. But it's a mess. But it's like 2 or 3 miles long, filled with people just living on the side of the road. This is why people are saying, I ain't working. I'm gonna go get this EBT. I'm gonna go get on the county, man. I'm gonna live on these streets. It's a whole community. Y'all seen a few weeks ago, man, they had the camps over there, and the tent cities is building up in Beverly Hills now. And look, Oregon says it's not criminal to be out on the streets. I mean, for Israelite, man, you can't do that. The Most High said, man, better is a mean cottage than to be the delicate fare in another man's house. If you don't work, you don't eat. The Most High never encourages a brother to be a bum and not to take care of his own and make sure that he's got a suitable roof over the heads of himself or his home. But Esau says, yeah, the hell with all of that, man. Go ahead on and if anybody bothers you, you can sue for $1,000. So you can piss and all over the streets and everything else. And if anybody tells you Hey, clean that up, man. Get up out of here. What are you doing? This isn't right. They're gonna sue and get that $1,000. It's the furious Portland residents say they're being terrorized in their own neighborhoods. And I hear it, UCLA, you always talking about, man, how bad it's getting. I mean, listen, brother, I see it. I know. I see it. A hugely controversial bill will decriminalize homeless camps in Oregon and allow people who live in them to sue for $1,000 if they get harassed. Like, this is why the white man's a damn devil, man. He's setting everybody up. Remember, a gift destroyeth the heart. Gift destroyeth the heart. Psalms 140, what is it? 44. Look at this one. Psalms 144. And let's read 7. We'll read down to 11. It says, send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. Listen to the prayer of David, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Oh, well, who says put your left hand on it, raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Oh, when you get sworn in as a president, do you vow to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic? That's the mouth of the damn thief, the damn devil, man. He raises his right hand. He creates all of these wild policies, frameth mischief by a law. That's in Psalms as well. Psalms 94 and 20. Look at this one. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? I mean, he's just out here encouraging. He sets up these drug-free zones, man, letting everybody get high on fentanyl, getting high off heroin, getting high off weed, getting high off of coke and everything else. It's all mischievous activity, man, leading to the corruption and the defilement and the collapse of our people who's out there. I mean, the poor whites and the trash and other, man, let them do whatever they doing, man. They want to sleep out on the streets, man, and shoot up fentanyl and kill themselves. Go be it, man. So be it. But our people, man, they get swept into this mind state, man. Next thing you know, they getting all jacked up. See. Back to Psalms 144, it says, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. That's the so-called white man. All these government officials, man, they go in there, man, they got a right hand of falsehood, and they're lining people up for destruction. So Portland, there you go. They saying, man, it's your legal right, man. You be homeless, harass everybody, and if they say anything, man, sue them, and we got $1,000 for you. Unreal. Gas leaf blowers and lawnmowers are shockingly bad for the planet. Bans are beginning to spread. See, it started off in California by 2020. I think it's 2024, 2025, one of the two. All gas operated equipment outside of cars. Cars is coming, but as far as lawn mowing equipment, landscaping equipment, that's out of here. Go karts and all the little moped bikes, and they're about to get rid of all that stuff. See, it started in California, now it's spreading. Look here, among the cities and states with bans or limits: California, Burlington, Vermont, and Washington D.C. Vancouver, British Columbia also has restrictions in place. So they're trying to get rid of the gas powered equipment, trying to make way for electric. Meanwhile, they don't have enough lithium to even support that whole idea. Slow Biden even came out in his national address and said, man, we're going to need gas for about at least another 10 years. And everybody started laughing at him because he thought it was going to be over with sooner than that. So, they're still pushing the agenda, though. Why are Americans shooting strangers and neighbors? It all goes back to fear. Well, guess what? Yahweh said it first. We've been reading about all the imminent destruction that people are having, man. The spirit of violence and death. We covered that before when Yahweh said it's going to be like the days of Noah, where violence covered the earth. We're seeing all of these heinous crimes go down now. And it said, why are people shooting their own neighbors? Well, Most High said this is going to happen. Second Ezra 15:14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction doth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor." Well. Are we not going to say that the Most High prophesied of this first? See? And let me get one more. Second Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6. And we'll read 24. We'll read 23 and 24. It says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth it, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." So here we see him. Friends fighting one against another like enemies, man. Neighbors fighting each other and killing each other. And look at this. Why are Americans shooting strangers and neighbors? It all goes back to fear. Well, didn't it just say because men shall be afraid? Do we need to revisit that one more time? Just to drive the point home. This is why we can't sleep on the Most High and his prophecies. See? "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Why are Americans shooting strangers and neighbors? It all goes back to fear. All right. So all praise, honor, glory to the Most High. We see what he's pushing. Look at this. Insane doorbell camera footage captures a moment man guns down his estranged brother on his doorstep before torching his house and then dying in a hail of police bullets. The dude killed his own brother and then died in the shootout with the police. Tell me we're not in the last days. It's Esau, man. It show you, man, the bloodlust, his desire to kill his own brother, man, going back to Cain, going back to Esau and Jacob. He's the one who has a spirit that is willing to kill his own flesh and blood, man. He does not give a damn. There he is, so-called white man. Eat him, Esau. This dude ran up at his brother's house, man, smoked his brother, man, fired, tried to torch the house, and then went out in the shootout with the cops and killed himself. That's Esau for you. You think he give a damn about you Negroes and Hispanics, man? Please. He'll kill his own. Truly inhumane. Family of 6-year-old girl to strangle, stuffed in a chlorine drum and dumped on the mom's lawn by dad's girlfriend, says senseless and heinous act has forever destroyed us. And this woman, I believe she was a Moabite. So she gets her boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter, strangles her, stuffs her in a drum. She's rolling the drum down the street, dumps the drum and the dead girl's body on the dad's girlfriend's lawn. So she's in a strange, crime of passion, takes it out on the damn dude's daughter, dumps it on the mother's property of the 6-year-old girl. And this is how far the wickedness of people are gone now. Tell me we ain't in the last days. Earth filled with violence. Here we go. Boy 13 who massacred 8 in the Serbian school shooting rampage after drawing up a kill list for classmates cannot be held criminally responsible because he's too young. Oh, isn't that nice? Prosecutors reveal. All school shooters, man, would love to be in Serbia. 13, man, he killed 8 of his own classmates and had a kill list, and they say, we can't hold you criminally responsible, man. You too young. See how they encourage it, man? Look at Esau. 13-year-old serial killer, and they say, man, oh, he's too young to be responsible for what he did. That's Serbia for you. He's Esau. This will certainly strike fear into our enemies. Fury over the Navy's first digital ambassador, non-binary drag queen Harpy Daniels, who was appointed to attract new recruits amid a crisis. Look at this. Oh, this is the Navy SEALs' new digital campaign. Here's the new age troop, non-binary drag. Here you go. There you go. Joshua Kelly, aka Harpy Daniels, is one of 5 digital ambassadors for the Navy. Daniels was appointed to help plug the Navy's worsening recruitment crisis. So the Navy SEALs, man, here's a representative. Here you go. This is when he's Happy Daniels, and this is when he's, whatever his military rank is as Corporal Daniels or Kelly, whatever his name is. I mean, this is the joke that Americans became, man. You know, spiritual Sodom, here it goes. Even the Army. I mean, even the Navy, the military forces, man, they swapping out. It's going back to, the Scrabble gang, America's war on gender. The madness continues. So, pick who you want to fight for you, man. You want them to be Storm. What's his name? Happy Daniels? Harpy Daniels? He's going to war like this? Or should he uniform up, man? Which one is it? The confusion of Babylon, man, is it just befuddling, man. Unreal. Look at the pro-trans activist sends San Francisco board meeting into chaos after letting out a blood-curdling scream in protest over the death of a transgender thief shot dead by Walgreens security guard. I just want you to feel our pain. So this maniac, man, this is how you know, man. These spirits and these demons on these people that they're classifying as mental illness is real. The woman, man, goes into a board meeting for the city of San Francisco. Talks about how she's a trans activist, man. There's a sister named Banco Brown who's a trans. I guess they're saying she's a transgender thief. She female trying to be a male. She tried to steal from Walgreens. I guess she got shot. So the transy, I was about to call them transients, but that's a homeless. But the Transformers, men are out there acting a damn fool. They want to, protest and riot about it. So this one, man, she goes into the city hall. Let's give her a listen.
I don't have any words prepared today.
I'm stopping it there. You ever see? I don't have any words today. And look at these damn goofy nigglets in the back holding up justice for Banco Brown. Okay. The sister, if she got shot unjustly, so forth and so on. Clearly, she was in there stealing out the Walgreens. She got into a confrontation, got shot. I didn't see the video, don't know much more about the story, so I'm not going to commentate on that. But this is the type of activism that they're doing, justice for Banco Brown.
I don't have any words prepared today.
And she has no words prepared, but she says, I just want you to hear our pain. I want you to feel our pain. This is what we go through all the time with trans genocide and everything else. So they just want to scream all day. I mean, if you talk about spoiled brats, if you're talking about some damn rotten to the core spoiled kid that does that type of foolishness, man. You seen these Edomite kids, man, acting a damn fool, screaming and crying and yelling at their mom and dad, and the kids saying, "Calm down, Billy. Stop it, Jessica. Be nice." And they out here screaming and wilding out. And you know what Jake said, man, if you don't take them behind the damn counter and whoop the hell out of them, this is what they need. This is what she out here doing, man. Yelling and screaming in the middle of a damn San Francisco City Council, saying that this is justice for Banco by me just screaming. Mentally ill, weeping and gnashing of teeth. This is where these demons come from when you read about them in the scriptures, man. When you hear about Legion and he was just yelling and screaming and people were trying to stay away from him. in I think it was Mark 8. Oh no, Mark 5. It's Luke 8. I could have sworn it said, earlier. It said that he was screaming. Yeah, look at it. Mark 5 says, and they came over unto the other side of the sea into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces. Neither could any man tame him. But watch this. And always night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. That's what she out here doing. Yelling and screaming, crying. But what type of spirit was that? An unclean spirit. And she's out here representing the trans community. I mean, come on. This is what's going on in the earth, man. A couple more, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Let me pick this up again. All right, so no, honey, you ain't getting that one off. All right, so Lewis Hamilton, you know, this one of only Jakes, man, in Formula One racing, won many titles, man. He, you know, one that we used to be able to say, man, that he's one of ours, man. He out there doing his thing, man. We any place we get into, if you give us a shot, we can take it over. Now I gotta peel back off of Sir Lewis Hamilton, man. I'm off of this dude. Not that I was a big Formula One fan or whatever, but anytime I see a Jake succeed in a predominantly white sport, man, I salute him, and I'm glad to see that because it shows the special people that we are, man. But now this dude he done drunk the wrath of the wine and the fornication of this whole too. Look at him. Lewis Hamilton blasts Florida's Don't Say Gay law as he reveals he'll drive the Miami Grand Prix with a rainbow helmet. It's the people in the government that's the issue. Really? Was it the people in the government that made the women out there screaming and acting damn fool? Was it the people in the government that let that tranny shoot up the school? Was it the people in the government that you know, they thwarted the efforts of another mass shooting of a tranny 3 weeks ago? I mean, knock it off, man. These cats, man, get a little money, man. All of a sudden, they want to, you know, be utilized as pawns and tools, man, to try to influence the public. And he's being used. So now he wants to ride around with a damn rainbow helmet on to represent for the LGBT. Maybe he's a sodomite. I don't know. I've seen him. I've seen him in some press clippings and stuff. He with females, but I mean, what's that mean nowadays? I don't know. But man, shame on him. But he's jumping in the fray too, joining Dwayne Wade and the rest of the goofballs that's out here waving and wrapping themselves in the compromise flag. Oh, maybe this is the issue. I thought it was the government. RuPaul's Drag Race, where here's Shangela accused in a lawsuit of raping a production assistant at a rap party. The star denies the allegation. This is a dude right here. Don't be fooled. This is a dude. Shangela, an actor and former RuPaul's Drag Race contestant who also co-hosts a docuseries We're Here, is being sued by a former production assistant on the latter show who says he was raped by the star after a rap party in February 2020. The actor denies the allegations. I'm sure he would. I mean, but how many men are willing to come forward and say they was raped? I mean, you got to be a strong, confident dude to come clean and say, man, another man raped me. I have no reason to believe that the dude is lying. This is drug, this is drug and drink related. You know, the dude said he had some drinks. Doesn't really drink like that, man. He got sick and jacked up, man. Next thing you know, he got violated. And of course, you know, the drag queen tranny saying, I'm innocent on all charges. Really? For a dude to come out and say, man, I got raped, man, that's something else. We'll see what happens with that. Prom school. Look, prom crowning sparks divided at Ohio high school. You already know what this is. Prom crowning sparks are divided at Ohio high school. Guess what happened? Deshaun Conley and Rosie Green were the prom king and queen. But guess what? The prom queen was Deshaun Conley, the man, and the prom queen was Rosie Green, the female. Figure it out. Despite support from peers, Conley, a non-binary senior, Rosie Green, received negative feedback online. It was hurtful to Conley and took her time to heal. I mean, give me a break, man. And these are two Jakes. So now the prom king is the prom queen, and the prom queen is the prom king. And last week we seen on Bridal magazine a damn hairy, half man, half ape drag queen tranny saying this is the image of the new bride. But where's my bucket at, man? I'm about to give it up. Good Lord. Yeah, that's a good one, Char Herpy Daniels. I like that. Oh, after school Satan Club. It's given the go ahead by federal judge who said school district in Pennsylvania must allow students to convene for the sanctity of the First Amendment's protections. Well, I guess I can't be mad at it because as Israelites, we got to stand on the First Amendment and allow us to preach His truth. So hey, let them come on. But this is fuel for the fire, man. With another round in the clip to show you the nature in which America stands on. So of course, the after school, so the children can go and have a Satan club. That's all good, but you can't read or allow the 10 Commandments to be in the school systems now, can you? Oh no. Look at this. A club run by Satanic Temple can take place at a middle school in Hellerstown, Pennsylvania. So look what America's up to. The kids, if they ain't getting you with the drag queen story time and the sodomite and the tranny agenda, the LGBTQ plus agenda coming through, they don't want that, man. Well, the Satan Club is available too, man. After school, man, come holler at them. Imagine that. Shocking moment. Mob of 9th grade students viciously attack a female assistant principal after she tried to break up a fight in the hallway, leaving her hospitalized with head injuries and unable to talk. And this is a sister. She tried to break up a fight between two sisters, two Jakes, man. She get in the mix, man. Next thing you know, all these damn little Jakes was knocking her ass out, man. Unbelievable, man. The inmates running the asylum, man. The scriptures in 2nd Ezra 5 talking about women giving birth to menstruous women giving birth to monsters, man. Children being the oppressors of our people now. This is all relevant. All relevant. Fentanyl's fatal rise. New report shows deaths have spiked 280% since 2016, with the drug now killing 1 American every 8 minutes. 1 every 8 minutes, man. Fentanyl is killing the man, and America is having drug-free zones to go get high and shoot up and do what you want. And meanwhile, they're blaming Mexico and China. Well, guess what? You got the borders open. You letting it all slide through, man. You making some money on the back end on this thing, man. So 1 in every 8 Americans getting dead sounds like another form of population control to me. The Georgia Guidestones talk about it. The Dago report talks about it. The elites have all talked about population control. Bill Gates has been on record talking about reducing the population. So why not let the fentanyl come on in and chop them down? 1 every 8 minutes, man. That's good works. Unreal, man. This is what it is. Mental strain. Marijuana may be behind 30% of schizophrenia cases in young men. Major NIH-funded study shows. A major NIH funded study is showing that the weed now is causing 30% cases of schizophrenia, and you wonder why people are losing their damn minds now. As soon as they legalize it, you're hearing about more accidents related to weed, more violence has been happening, more schizophrenia activity going on. Everybody's mentally ill now. I did a class about weed maybe about 7-8 years ago. Probably got to redo it again. You know that America has a patent on weed? They own the patent on weed. We'll talk about that another day. I'm not going to show everything, but believe me when I say. A gift destroyed the heart, man. When this dude says, man, here, it's free. Come on, smoke up. 420, Everybody's out distributing. Everybody got the weed shops, everything else, man. Everybody's running around. And now you see how delirious people are acting out there. And you're wondering, what are you saying? Are people losing their minds? I know everybody done said that before. You see stuff going on the earth. You see the activity of the kids and the youth. Or you see the activities going on with people, and you saying, "What the hell is wrong with people?" One thing that we do know, two things for certain, man. The gang of these people is out here smoking weed, and now we're seeing 30% of them could be having schizophrenic attacks because of the weed. But it's from the earth. It's natural. God gave us the weed. It can't be bad for us. Really? Really? Well, I'll pull out the information, man, and we'll get to it on another go round, man. If y'all want me to touch on that weed, man, and chop that thing down, let me know. Uh, put a 7 in the chat, and maybe I'll double back on that one, man. But you're seeing, man, it's causing schizophrenia, among other things, and health issues and whatnot, man. So it's a lot going on out there, y'all. A lot going on out there, man. Friday Night Lights is coming to a close, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. We done put in a good 2 hours and 34 minutes, going on 35, man. Glad y'all stayed there with me, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. And hey, always remember, fear the Most High. Keep the commandments. Don't shoot your messenger. I see one person running out. She says she wants that class on the weed. Ashar wants that class on the weed. That's a fact, then. 2 of y'all need it. Okay, no problem. Well, I'll double back on it, man. I'll knock it out, drop it in sooner than later. All right. Just taking a survey, man. Maybe the rest of y'all want to still smoke, man. And maybe that's it. Is that it? No, I'm just tripping. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go on and get up out of here, man. Gonna get up out of here. Y'all have a blessed evening. Enjoy beginning parts of your Shabbat, man. Get some rest in there, man. Tomorrow we'll get it back in. All right. So y'all be well. Take care. I'm out of here. Shalom.